to this week's episode 3. Oh, God.
You said you were going to.
Yeah.
I did predict it. It's the podcast. I'm Paul.
Are we going
We're
around?
just doing it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Sean.
I'm Chris, I think.
And once I went by the name Gum Fu, but I am Kieran.
Easily searchable on YouTube. I would ask how we're all doing, but after the conversation that we've just had, I think I need a stiff drink.
Which is the absolute opposite point of the film.
Yeah.
That's what we were discouraging.
Film I just watched meant stiff drinking is probably a terrible idea.
Yeah, I think basically, just to sum it up, we found Kieran's Robin Sparkles moment.
Oh, yeah,
Sparkles.
yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the park. We should have done that Patreon share.
I was in some questionable youth awareness films when I was a teenager, which we've just had a very quick inside the actor's studio of. Thankfully not recorded.
Oh,
And the only thing more tragic than that
didn't I
was
mention that?
McLaren's weekend.
Segue.
Dear Lord, give me a segue.
Yeah, that weekend for McLaren was all going great until it wasn't.
Disaster.
Well, we should really start with them, shouldn't we? Given that they are the only team that didn't have two cars.
The least classified.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, how is this throwing the championship wide open again?
Yes.
Well, of course it has. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Max is now level on points with Oscar Piastri and less than a race win's worth of points behind Lando Norris.
Now putting Lando in the position where if he wants to win the World Drivers' Championship, he has to outscore both of them by 2 points over the whole of the weekend. And, of course, we've got a sprint coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That, I would say, if Max Verstappen wasn't Max Verstappen, and with Lando's current form, that's very doable. But I reckon Max could qualify 5th of the sprint, Lando on pole, and Max will try and get to turn 1 first, regardless. He's going to go hell for leather for this. Nothing to lose for Max.
Oh, absolutely not. So the main issue with McLaren and the reason for the disqualification was the plank at the rear was, what was it, a hundredth of a millimetre, thousandth of a millimetre?
Yeah.
Not 10th of a millimetre, I want to say, but maybe I'm wrong.
Not very much of a millimetre.
So on the front of Lando's, it was 8.8 millimetres when it should have been 9, and on the rear it was 8.93. They originally gave those numbers out for Oscar as well, but they amended it.
Yes.
And it turned out on the rear it was 8.74, I think. I should say this as if that matters. Get a ruler out and try and divide that millimetre into 100ths. You're never going to be able to do it.
This is why they use state-of-the-art technology, or in this case, a micrometer that you can buy from Amazon for about $50.
Which is unbelievable.
That's bargain.
Yeah, I mean, even the FIA actually put out the make and model of the micrometer that they used, and within minutes of that coming out, somebody actually looked it up and posted a screen grab of Amazon, and yeah, it was $50, and I think that's now possibly the best-selling micrometer in the world.
What are random people doing with the micrometers that they've inevitably been buying?
Yeah, if it was like, if you said, 50 quid, that's a bargain, it's a bargain to the FIA. If I presented that to a family member for Christmas and they went, what's this? And I went, only 50 quid is what it was. They would go, that you spent how much on this piece of crap? I was like, it's the same one that they got McLaren with in Las Vegas. I don't care.
You could also provide with a ball on a stick.
Yes. Yeah, which is how they do the DRS, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Secret Santa in your family must be gripping.
I say that. I look to my left and I have got lined up for my dad, as I have done every year since about 2011, last year's Andre Rieu Christmas album. Because he once, about 15 years ago, Andre Rieu adverts came up quite often on Sky, and you just hear him from the kitchen watching TV shout "smug fucking prick" or something, and you come in and go, "Andre Rieu advert again? Yes, I hate him." So yeah, I buy him a CD or a DVD every year.
Yes, this is the best way to gift.
I've gone one further this year, and I've gone on eBay and bought him a personalised Happy Christmas Duncan and Sammy Andre Rieu coming out of a cardboard box card. Anyway, sorry, Formula One, I believe it was.
It's a new take on Chris Rea, driving him mad for Christmas.
Yes. I do. Jane called it akin to torture at one point.
Does he retaliate? Is there a version he gets you back with?
Yes. He likes to wind me up every so often. He bought me, I'll see if I can get a photo of it. When did Danny Rick win the race at Monza?
2021?
Yes, the McLaren 2021.
One. So I took a photo in my orange McLaren shirt from when that they used to put on when they won races back in the day, when that was quite a unique thing to do. I put it on Facebook, and he got an acrylic cutout of it and gave it to me for Christmas one year, which I've just put in our chat.
Right, okay.
That sits on my windowsill. And Google Earth came past our house, or Google Street View rather, came past our house a few weeks back. And now if you go to the Street View, the thing in my office window is just that cutout as a shadow. It's the only thing you can see inside our house.
Oh, that is outstanding.
Amazing.
Wow. I mean, that beats being a chlamydia fighting ninja.
Which Kieran may or may not have been.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't be able to possibly say. And not as I put on Instagram the other day, a ninja fighting chlamydia. Because that's definitely not the correct one.
Oh, sorry. Just okay. Anyway, back to McLaren.
Yes, please do.
So they had 2 cars disqualified.
Yes.
From the race. So I mean, fantastic performance by the team in qualifying, and especially Lando Norris. And then got to the race. Given that Las Vegas was supposed to be somewhere McLaren weren't keen, or they didn't think they were going to do so well, to have Norris running in second for majority of the race was quite good for him. He could afford to lose out on a few points to Max, as long as he didn't, extended his lead over Oscar Piastri, who finished a few places behind him. But we saw him slowing, didn't we, towards the end of the race, Lando? And we thought, is this a fuel-saving thing? Is he lifting and coasting? Or has he got a genuine problem? I think the last lap he dropped like 12 seconds or something.
Yeah, I think one more lap and I think Russell would have got him.
Yeah. It turned out that they were actually concerned that the wear on the skid blocks might be too high. And I've seen all sorts of rumours, nothing actually confirmed, but McLaren may have found a way to have done this and avoid detection in terms of when they do the measure.
Oh, he's disappearing again.
Oh, I thought that was just my internet.
Are you there, Chris?
Oh.
I think I better hit pause.
Yeah.
Right, we're going again.
So before my technical glitch, I was explaining about McLaren doing really well, and there's a rumor that there might have been something to do with the plank that McLaren have worked out how to get away with the measuring. I haven't seen anything official on that, but obviously the plank is too small at the front and the rear, as Kieran explained before. But you can't have any grey areas with this. there's a number, and if you're over it, you're fine. If you're under it, you're out. And it's the same as what happened with Ferrari in China earlier on in the season. It's not just a performance thing; it is also a safety issue, because if the car bottoms out too often, then you end up having massive accidents. So yeah, porpoising must have just been a lot higher than McLaren were expecting, but it's not an excuse. They were rightfully disqualified because that's the rules. And as disappointing as it was in terms of anybody who's a Lando Norris or a McLaren fan, that's the way it is. You got to take that into the final 2 races and hope that it isn't a problem in the last 2, or psychologically it hasn't damaged the team.
You could see it as well, couldn't you? The porpoising when they were on the straights, you could really see that they were bouncing about a lot more than we have seen recently.
Yeah, other cars were as well, but clearly not as badly as the McLaren. McLaren clearly set their car too low over the race pace, for the entire distance. And whilst it's a minimal amount, I've seen people complaining like, "Oh my god, they disqualified them for like it's not even the width of a human hair." Doesn't matter. There can't be any grey areas. Yeah. The rule is the rule, and you're it's either black or it's white. They cannot have any grey areas, and that's why.
Well, I mean, grey human hairs are usually a bit thicker, aren't they? So.
This is true, actually. They usually are normally a bit wiry. Yeah, so less of an argument with the grey hair area. But yeah,
I wouldn't know. I say optimistically, knowing that.
I think it kind of hurts Lando Norris a little bit, doesn't it? In terms of like, he thought he had a 30-point lead, but he's got a 24-point lead, but it's one less race to go to. But when you look at Verstappen, obviously gaining all of those points, huge amount of points on Piastri, he could have been out of the running for the championship in Las Vegas.
McLaren.
Go on, sorry, Kieran.
McLaren weren't predicted to do amazing things in Las Vegas. It went their way a little bit with the weather in qualifying, and had Lando not nearly walled it in the final sector, he would have been on pole from probably over a second. So the rain worked to his advantage, but in dry conditions, it didn't seem like that was going to be a good track for McLaren, because it's very cold, and McLaren struggled to heat up their tyres, and Mercedes were meant to be favourite like they were last year, or Ferrari could have done better. So really, if you walk away from Las Vegas going, well, we did get double disqualified, but we still have a 24-point, or rather Lando still has a 24-point lead over Piastri and Max, they might take that as a bit of a result. Because, sure, if they'd scored any points whatsoever, they'd be in a better position than they are right now. But it's only Las Vegas. Qatar is a strong McLaren track. I know that Max won it last year, but Qatar generally really good for McLaren, and Abu Dhabi is always good for McLaren as well. So it's not the worst thing that it was Las Vegas where they got disqualified. If they had a 1-2 in Qatar and Max was third, that's a big loss of points for them, because that's why they're stronger circuits, take into account what could have happened in Las Vegas with Mercedes and Ferrari getting in there as well, which they probably won't do in Qatar. So it's not the worst thing in the world.
No, because it's the amount of races that are left, isn't it? So you got if you had 6 races left, then you might be, squeaky bum time. But because there are 2 races left, I'm not saying it's done and dusted and that McLaren and Norris have won it, not at all. But because there's 2 races left, you're carrying over the same points advantage from the race that you just gone into the next race. It's just over not necessarily one of your drivers.
And what this proves to, or what I say pleases me, it doesn't please me because I don't think I've kept it much of a secret that I'd like to see Lando win the championship. It's not a British bias thing. It's because I quite like Lando.
You may have mentioned it once or twice, but I think you got away with it.
And that's not to take away from Oscar or Max, who Max is probably the best driver in F1, and Oscar has been interesting this season. 6 races ago, you'd be lucky to be near Oscar. But I'm so sick and tired of people going, "Oh, Lando has one hand on the trophy, or he's got one hand and 4 fingers on the trophy," because this is what can happen.
You got no hands on the trophy until you got both.
Mm-hmm.
If it had been a fuel issue and not the plank, which is what they sort of theorised, sounds like it was a bit of a cover up in the last couple of laps. Then and Oscar hadn't been disqualified, Lando would only lead by 9 points. So it's never done. It's never over. Lando, what was it I read online this weekend? Lando, had he not conked out in Zandvoort, he would have won the championship this weekend, and then it would have been taken away from him in the disqualification. But he did conk out in Zandvoort, and those are the things which can happen.
Yeah, you can't win a championship on what ifs.
Exactly, yeah.
Otherwise, how many titles would Mansell have had?
Absolutely, yeah.
And
Alonso.
Damon Hill would have been a 2-time champion, and Schumacher would have only been a 6-time champion.
And Felipe Massa would have been a champion.
Which in his in his own mind he still is. It's just legally he's not now. I think before we do anything else, we'll talk about the latest round of Massa. So the High Court have said that there is no grounds for the FIA to change or they agree with the FIA. There's no grounds to change the 2009 championship to give it to Massa, but 2008, sorry. It's been a long day. But he can proceed with his claim for damages against FOM, the FIA, and Bernie. To the tune of... It's about $68 million that he's trying to get out of the two organisations and one individual. Just for the money that he didn't get by not becoming champion.
I think it's not a cash grab. That's probably harsh.
Clutching at straws comes to mind, I think, for Felipe Massa, really.
Perfect.
I mean,
yeah.
Because if Massa is successful, then you go back to all the other championships we've just talked about. You go back to '86, and you think, well, okay, so Mansell's going to sue the tyre manufacturer. He's going to go back. He's going to go to Goodyear and say, well, I would have been world champion, so I want some extra dollar. So Damon Hill, does he sue the Schumacher estate for deliberately crashing into him in '94? There's so many Formula One World Championships that have been decided by singular decisive moments.
Lewis versus Michael Massey.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you could point out a lot of moments that you can go, well, that was probably the pivotal moment that lost that person the championship.
Lewis versus the Shanghai pit lane gravel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lewis sues himself for making terrible decisions.
Now, if that sets a precedent, Alonso is going to make a fuckload of money out of himself.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's so many singular events that you could say, well, Massa won his championship based on that. So, Alonso's going to be 2010 champion because he sued Ferrari for giving him a terrible strategy in the last race. It's like, it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean?
Eddie Irvine
Incidentally, his race engineer that day was Andrea Stella.
I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, and so Andrea Stella knows what it's like to lose a championship in the last race of the season.
Yeah,
just putting it out there.
And of course, it could be that Andrea Stella also knows how to lose Ferrari a championship, and well, Ferrari aren't going to win a championship this year, and McLaren have already won the constructors, so he's helped. That sounded a lot better in my head. Right, so the teams that were classified, shall we go through those?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we are going to have to start with... it's very hard to say who was outside the points. In fact, it looks like we're starting with Alpine.
Oh, there's a surprise. You know what?
13th and 15th. All right, Gasly was a little bit hamstrung by the fact that he got spun on the first lap.
So Gasly is qualified for all 3 Las Vegas's in Q3, qualified 3rd, 4th, and now 10th. And he hasn't scored a point in any of those, even when the Alpine was good. I don't think he would have scored a point in this one, even with 2 disqualifications, because Aston Martin was a better car all weekend. I don't know why Alonso didn't get that hooked up in the race. It seemed like a much better car. Maybe it was just better in the rain and the qualifying. I don't know. But had Gasly not been spun around, I don't think he's looking at points. And Colapinto had a normal Colapinto race. Did what he could, but couldn't do anything really.
At least he didn't get the usual drop-off when a new contract gets announced.
Yeah.
Did
you see the video? Did we talk about this last time? The video. I think. No, maybe it was released afterwards, or we chatted about it on our chat group, where they announced Colapinto was re-signing with Alpine, and Alpine shared a video from inside the garage of the video conference.
Oh yes,
taking place, and everyone looks morose as all hell. It looks sorrowful. And it's Gasly who has to sit there and start clapping it.
I'm so bored of rebuilding that damn car.
Wonderful news for the carbon fibre suppliers of the Enstone team.
It is still the car that hasn't scored a point, isn't it? Because Colapinto hasn't got points yet this year.
Correct.
Yeah, because
Doohan didn't score in his 6 races.
Colapinto was going to be the answer to all their problems. I think they've just found new problems.
If their problem was needing yellow on the car, then
yeah, I just didn't see Colapinto do anything all race.
I remember nothing of his race.
No, he's very participation awardy, isn't he?
I mean, you can excuse Gasly from being out of it, because obviously that spin he would have picked up some damage, because you get punted, it breaks.
Yeah, something that was missed at first, wasn't it? But I caught it on the replay. I was like, oh no, that's not good. You don't want to be in that position on lap 1, especially when you qualified so well for an Alpine.
Anything Q2 or later is qualifying so well for an Alpine at the moment.
Yeah, it is. It's just true.
Yeah. But other than that, just your usual average week for them. I was quite surprised to see Flavio in the garage with the whole of Las Vegas open to him. Actually turning up to work is, I applaud him for that.
Yeah, I wonder. Do you think out of shot every time we see Flavio, he's just got minders, making sure he goes in the right direction?
He had his ex Naomi Campbell there as a guest.
Oh, okay. Not particularly popular with his exes, is he? I thought.
Not
I don't
usually.
know. Yeah, I don't know where they stand.
Talking of paddock celebs, did somebody forget to send Beyonce the memo because she turned up in motorbike leathers?
I did see this, yeah. I mean, she's a very the serious answer is she's a very fashionable person. The silly answer is wrong sport.
Yes.
I don't think in how she was wearing it you were really meant to be noticing those kind of details.
Yeah, there is also that.
I'm just going to say, I did double take at the hot lap. I was like, what the? Okay. I thought something had gone horrifically wrong.
I mean, Liberty said they wanted 24 Super Bowls, and here's your wardrobe malfunction.
The Catholic Church. We've made a few changes.
Moving.
She was in with Ferrari, right?
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
she
she was.
did a lap with Lewis.
Right, okay.
Didn't
She wasn't with Alpine.
No,
she did the did the lap. As Sean says, did the lap with Lewis. Yeah.
I've not seen that yet.
No, I don't.
Jay-Z also did a lap.
But he didn't have his boobs out, so I don't think we saw that as much.
No, I don't think I'd want to see Jay-Z's boobs, to be honest. Can we move on to Aston Martin before we end up getting put on a list or a register or something?
demonetized.
That's already happened.
Oh, yeah.
Once.
Yes. Yeah, Aston Martin. Right. Lance Stroll. Adequate first corner.
Adequate.
Wasn't his fault. Come on now.
No, it's just you pointed out, Chris. He had done to him what he normally does to other people.
Yeah. Now, when we had Sean, Virtual Statman, on the podcast the other week, he did say that Lance Stroll gets a bad rep, and I put my hand up and said, "Yeah, guilty. I bash him nearly every week, but on the podcast because most of the times he deserves it
Because he bashes the walls.
Nearly every week on the podcast and about hourly on our chat group.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it has been more than an hour since I bashed Lance Stroll on the chat group.
I'm glad On the Chat group was there.
Yeah, because but Bortaletto as well, heavily defended by Sean. Even when I said that he has two names in this household, he did a bit of a Bortaletto down into the first corner. He forgot to brake. Let's be honest. You cannot use the Aston Martin as a brake disc.
Now
Stroll has done it to enough people.
This is two races on the trot where Bortaletto's actually done that, because the massive shunt in Brazil, his DRS was open, which meant that he hadn't actually hit the brakes at that point when there were cars behind him with their DRS closed. So, last of the late breakers.
Well, we say that Lance Stroll does this to other people. He literally did it to Ocon in Austin.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think a few people underestimated their tyre temperature. Bortaletto's one of them, Lawson's another. I think there's a clip of Alonso nearly going into the back of Leclerc somewhere. It just concertinaed up much more than people were expecting.
Or as
Bortaletto,
or as one of my friends on the sim racing group calls it, crash centipede.
Yeah, it's not wrong, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Colapinto, not Colapinto.
Bortaletto.
I think Bortaletto had a lot more space than the others, and still he managed to make the crash though, because he went up the inside of 4 or 5 cars in that little gap. I think it's just very badly misjudged, and he's on a bit of a stinker run because he decided he didn't want the tyre barrier to exist anymore in Brazil. He hasn't scored points since Italy, I don't think. There was a point where Bortaletto looked like he was really getting into it, and the momentum was with him, and now it's maybe not.
And he's got a 5-place penalty, I think, for the crash.
Yeah,
I think that's right. 5 or 3.
I think it was 5. I think they were very unpleased with him.
So he's as
fair
good as
enough,
starting last.
Pretty much guaranteed starting last.
Yeah.
I don't know, Yuki. It's down to you, mate.
Yeah, good point.
And in the other side of the garage, Alonso was. I was expecting more. God, how many times have I said that?
Alonso?
Yeah.
In the other Aston Martin.
Aston. I thought we were doing Sauber.
No, we're not doing Sauber yet. Don't forget, I mean, they got a 7th place. We will come to them later.
Yeah, Hulk dragged them forward.
7th. That's mad. They ended up 7th.
But Sauber being one of the teams that Alonso hasn't driven for on multiple occasions. But yeah, I was expecting more out of Alonso this weekend.
Well, he was, like Kieran said before, the wet weather, I think, kind of flattered Aston Martin and flattered maybe Fernando Alonso a bit as well. But yeah, in the dry, cool conditions of the race, the car was nowhere. In fact, Alonso has even said that he's looking forward to 2 celebrations, and then when it's what are the 2 celebrations? He's like, the last 2 times I have to drive this car.
Yeah, if anyone's looking forward to the Newey mobile the most, it's going to be him. But obviously more on Adrian Newey in a bit, because we are recording this on Wednesday, and there was Wednesday news for once.
Yeah, Alonso's not having a great run. He finished 7th in Sao Paulo, or say 8th? He was up there.
He was up there, but
he also scored a sprint point, I think.
Yeah, 11th this time in a bad car, and I think it's not going to be a great weekend for Aston Martin. Actually, it's not going to be 2 great weekends for Aston Martin to finish the season off, because obviously if they're going to be struggling with keeping the car cool and running it in warm temperatures, 2 desert races, they're fucked.
That's a flattering 11th, isn't it? In that they had 2 cars ahead of them disqualified.
Yeah, that is true.
That's poor. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and it was a stunning overtake. Got to be said. I know we're not talking about them, but a stunning overtake by Ollie Behrman on Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
He was quite far back, and he made it stick. So well done.
Well, we were actually moving on to Haas next, with a 9th and a 10th, because I don't think there were any other teams that fully outside the points.
Can I quickly raise a point about Ollie Behrman? I mean, it's a general point, a more general point. It's about the FIA's Action of the Year award, which this year, they're, instead of saying, was this rally move better than this F1 overtake, better than this Formula E pit stop, they've decided to break out into the individual categories. And it's basically overtake of the year, the FIA Action of the Year award.
Action of the Year.
Yeah.
Didn't Carlos Sainz win it last year for the double overtaking Canada? Or Albon, maybe.
Yeah,
it was Albon, wasn't it? Yeah.
And Perez won it one year for something which, would be unimpressive if you did it on iRacing. I don't know how Perez won it. Well, I think it's voted by the public. Maybe that helps. But I would say the 2 best overtakes of the year for me was Piastri on Hamilton on the last lap in Australia. And then, if not that, Piastri on Hamilton at Saudi Arabia round the outside and turn something.
It was about 900 there, isn't there?
Yeah, one of the lesser spotted sweeping right-handers in Saudi Arabia. But instead, the nominees are Ollie Behrman for his move on Max in Mexico, which was borderline off the road. And then the other 2 are Piastri being overtaken, which just seems really harsh. One of them's Max overtaking Piastri at Imola, which is probably the best one. And I can't remember, it's Lando overtaking Oscar Piastri in Austria, which is, quite frankly, not a very impressive overtake. It's just up the inside of turn 3.
I thought for a second you were going to say Lando overtaking Piastri at Monza.
Yeah. Footage not found. Inaction of the race.
This podcast does not show facial expressions, but I pulled very many different facial expressions during those few sentences.
But just Piastri did the 2 best overtakes of the season, and he's up against. They're not even up. They've just put him up for times he's been overtaken. It's just so harsh.
Yeah, I will agree that the one past Lewis Hamilton in Australia was amazing. To just be that brave in the wet conditions and that close to the wall was special.
Mm. We will do our own. Shortlist when we do the season review next month.
I'll try and remember them.
Or sometime round the end of the year. But yeah, Haas this weekend. I mean, I guess you could say they looked into the points. You know, crossing the line 11th and 12th.
Yes, they finished with a double no points and were promoted to double points.
Although not as successful as Kimi Antonelli, who actually managed to finish 5th, 4th, and 3rd in the same race.
Yes, that's true.
All whilst pitting on lap 2 and doing the entire race on one set of tyres.
Incredible.
I've got a rant related to that for later.
Okay, don't peek too soon.
I'm not peeking too soon. You keep saying that to me.
Oh,
careful now.
No. The listeners are well aware that Paul and Sean are a podcast couple, but come on.
Can we talk about Haas quick? Somebody else say something before I do.
I do not recall Esteban Ocon's race at all.
Good save.
I think one of them qualified well and the other one qualified not very well. I can't really remember. And they somehow managed to put the same part on the track.
Yeah, I think Behrman was the one that qualified well and Ocon less so.
Ocon qualified 13th, Behrman qualified 14th.
Oh, okay. Well,
so they did qualify next to each other. That's fair enough.
So 13-14 to 11-12 on the road, you'd look at that as a success, but then again, three people were wiped out in turn one.
Not really, no, because, there was 3 DNFs, so...
Yeah, and Albon qualified behind, but I don't know. It's par, isn't it?
Yes.
They went to par. They made it to Q2 and no further. They got double points due to a disqualification. It's not a bad day, but it's not a great day.
They avoided the calamities. They got the cars home. All is well.
I think that's the Haas MO on circuits where they know they're not going to be particularly strong. And I think the points for this weekend definitely were a massive bonus.
Ironically, Ocon's a bit of a tyre whisperer, and he's quite good on an alternate strategy. So it might have benefited Ocon to have gone out in Q1 in about 19th and done the same strategy as Antonelli and climbed up into 5th, 6th, 7th. Strangely, sometimes that works better than actually playing the race for what it could become.
Yeah, he is very light on the tyres, isn't he? He is someone who, if there's like a one-stop going where everyone else is doing a two-stop, he's probably the one trying a one-stop.
Do you think they were banking on the safety car to build a strategy around that?
I think a lot of teams were banking on a safety car.
I mean, that's what we all thought when the excuse that Lando's running out of fuel was doing the round.
Yeah, that's what I went. That's what I straight went to. It was just like, well, clearly they underfueled, expecting a safety car because street circuit.
Yeah. But I think you might be right, Kieran, with the kind of got the tyre thing wrong.
Yeah, it might not have worked out at all, but it's those scenarios where he comes into his own a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's good to see Behrman higher than 11th.
Yes.
Because if anyone doesn't need to be the next Esteban Gutierrez, or going back to the Formula Lee days, Ed Forsyth.
Yes.
Esteban.
Yes.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, what was
Absolutely.
it? 9 weeks on the trot? Finished 11th?
Was it 9?
It was 9. It was a man. That's when we only had points for the top 10. And the reason that we don't do Formula Lee anymore is, well, 1, there's no Lee. 2,
it's in the name.
Yeah. 2, couldn't find another name for it. And 3, does anyone actually play the F1 game anymore?
Well, next year you'll be playing a very poor version of it, if so, by the sounds of it.
Yes.
Well, there's not going to be one, is
There's
there?
not going to be one. It's going to be DLC for the current one, which on the Steam reviews are mixed.
Oh dear.
Not as bad as not as bad as Project Motor Racing that came out yesterday, where there were on the first day of release there was something like 750 reviews and 16 of them were positive.
Ooh, that doesn't bode well.
Ouch.
That is a game I will not be getting, but we'll talk about sim racing another time. And next we'll do Sauber now.
So Bortaletto's quite easy to do.
Yes.
Well, he did everybody else.
He did. Yeah, he really did. Yeah, as I said, he used the Aston Martin for the brakes and then not much after that. I don't know where he thought he was going after that. That was quite entertaining. That's where are you going, man? That car is not fit to race. Hülkenberg, just he had one of those races where it was just like very quiet, completely anonymous, didn't see him at all during the race, just like, ha, points. Like, wait, hang on, how did you get up there?
So he went very long on his first set of
Yes.
tyres. Was he on the mediums or the hards to start with? I can't remember.
I can't
think he
remember,
started
but
on the hard.
yeah, you're right.
Hards.
He was one of the last to stop, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I'm
Started-
on Autosport.
Yeah,
and
he started hard and then went medium.
their tyre history tab never works. I mean, obviously, you know why he did that, don't you? Because he had to run fifth at some point.
This is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
He pitted from about 5th, didn't he? He only came out about 10th or 11th, and he managed to do a couple of people.
Yeah, I mean, everybody...
He came out in front of Lewis.
Yeah, everybody said, when he came back, oh, he's been out too long, he was past it anyway, he was never all that good. And then when he went to Sauber, it's like, what, they're signing him on a long-term deal for? I know they want a German driver when they become Audi. But he's going to do absolutely sod all. He's having a late career renaissance here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Yeah,
Podium
absolutely
finisher.
Brilliant.
Yes. And maybe one day he'll get
2
one that
more
isn't made
years.
of Lego.
Yeah, and for the second time this year, had Lewis Hamilton following him and unable to catch him.
Yeah, and that's one of his better results of the season for Hulkenberg. He's sitting in 10th in the Drivers' Championship, and it's well earned. It's not other people have faltered. Sure, had Sainz been stronger at the start of the season, maybe he wouldn't be there. Or had Alonso not had a couple of retirements at the start of the season, Alonso didn't score points for some 10 rounds, did he?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe Hulkenberg wouldn't be 10th, but that's what's happened, and that's where he is, and it's earned.
Yeah. And this is why I was never in favour of Bernie's gold, silver and bronze medal idea.
Yeah.
It is all about the season-long consistency and efforts. And to be honest, that's what Hulk's done. And the way that Sauber have come from being... This sounds like damning with faint praise, but it isn't. Sauber have come from being utterly shit and pointless and why are they on the grid to an actual adequate F1 team in the time that we've been doing this podcast. And I think they're only going to get stronger with factory backing as long as Audi have actually made a decent engine.
Had we gone... Sorry,
go on,
Chris.
Kieran. No, you first. You first.
Okay.
You first. After you, sir.
I will
After you. You
accept.
first.
Just a quick note. Had they gone with the gold, silver, bronze medal things, Hulkenberg wouldn't be 10th in the championship. He'd be joint 7th with Sainz.
Wow.
That is all.
That's an impressive note to make.
Yeah.
I was just going to make a quick note on Sauber then, just saying that they did have a slight renaissance, didn't they, with Raikkonen and Leclerc?
But I think they were a little bit hamstrung by pay drivers.
Raikkonen and Leclerc were not there together.
They weren't teammates, were
Leclerc
they?
replaced Raikkonen, and then Raikkonen signed for Sauber. Leclerc was teammates with Ericsson, circa Ericsson putting Grosjean in the wall.
But 2018, 2019 were good years for the Sauber team. Alfa Romeo, were they Alfa Romeo by then? They were, I think. They were good years for them.
Raikkonen Giovinazzi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Raikkonen
Yeah, they got
Giovinazzi
a
was
4th and 5th, I think, in Brazil one year, didn't they, together?
I'm doing some
Something like that.
frantic scrolling.
Yeah, Giovinazzi was teammates with Raikkonen.
Yes.
And then did they replace both of them with Leclerc and somebody else?
No, they replaced Leclerc with
Raikkonen replaced Leclerc, and I think that would have been when Ericsson left as well.
Yes.
And then it was Bottas and Zhou.
Bottas and Zhou from 22.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zhou replaced Giovinazzi.
Yeah.
And Bottas became the token Finn past his best.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting for the Nico Rosberg comeback.
Yeah, so they had a little bit of a resurgence in the early Alfa Romeo years, didn't they? The first 1 or 2 years of that. But really, yeah, Sauber have been the team at the back since the whole BMW deal collapsed on them.
Yeah, I mean, 2007, second in the Constructors, 2008, third. Last year with BMW, they came 6th and have not finished above 6th since then.
Yeah. I mean, Peter Sauber bought the team back, didn't he? And then, there's been lots of boards that have owned the team. Can't remember. Didn't they have a really silly name? The holding company that owned Sauber.
Longbow Capital.
That's it. Longbow Capital. Yeah, that's
a consortium put together by Ericsson's dad.
Yeah.
It was called Longbow. It was called Longbow Capital because Ericsson's dad is a carpenter, and a longbow was the first thing that he made, apparently.
Oh, wow.
I mean, fair enough. It's still a silly name.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm just actually looking. There's been since the BMW deal finished. There's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons since 2011 where they've either had 0 or single figures of points.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So this
Longbow Capital is like me calling it rollerblind capital. Doesn't work.
The new music show with Kieran Thompson on Sunday nights. Capital. Yeah, it doesn't work. Not on Capital. It's not on Capital.
Not yet, Kieran.
How did the new music show interview with the young Knives go?
It's not happening because I have to be at home on Friday night now. So I'm going to push for it next month. But it did go well with Fife Dangerfield of Guillemots. That was good. I went to his studio and everything. It was lovely.
Ooh.
It was a little bizarre, but it was great.
Yes, all these hot new bands.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, they might make new music. It doesn't have to be new bands.
Exactly, yeah. Fife has just uploaded 3,000 demos to a ever-changing stream on his website. It's all very interesting if you're very specifically into Fife or Guillemots. But, trying to push out to a wider audience is what I'm here for. So, yeah. And anyway, all the new bands sound the same anyway. Please rebook me to do the new music show every Sunday from 7 p.m.
This and other opinions can be heard on Vectis Radio, and good luck. Right, okay, let's do RB. Hadjar, another decent performance.
Yeah, great from Hadjar.
Yeah,
fantastic performance, but he's never happy, is he?
No,
he's French.
He was really angry at the end of the race.
He's French. He's got that sort of Gallic ennui about everything.
I think I went to see Gallic Ennui live.
No, that was garlic ennui.
Yes.
I thought it was asparagus that did that.
Oh no! What is happening to us all? This has all got so wrong.
He goes from great moments of joy to pain, doesn't he? And we've seen all shades of it, apart from middling fine. That's the problem with Hadjar. When he got his podium, he was ecstatic. When he lost Monaco last year in F2,
that was the angriest man anyone has ever seen. God.
Yeah, that's P2. Congrats. No, not congrats.
Well, that was a bit like what happened in Las Vegas. Everyone was like, "Hey, Isaac, well done, good race, man." He's like, "No, not really. I'm really mad." Like, what? Why? So we could have done so much better. Like, yeah, you could have done, but also, you could have won the lottery and didn't. So maybe just be grateful.
6th place is, of course, across the line he was 8th, but 6th place is, obviously he got the podium, but has he been higher than 6th this season? He probably has had another 6 at some point. He did well in Monaco, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been really good this season. I think he's probably the best rookie.
Yeah, I'd agree. Most consistent, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just looking, and the answer to that would be no.
No, he's had his podium, and he did well in Monaco. Didn't he get 6th or 7th there in Monaco, I want to say? But, yeah, very good. Very good from Isaac. Is it Isaac?
Not Isaac?
I think it is Isaac, but I don't think he minds Isaac. I think
he doesn't care. Yeah.
Did anyone see the feature of him during qualifying where Crofty did this? I'm sorry to say to Crofty, quite embarrassing feature. And and I'm sure you all got up at 2:30 in the morning to watch this one. He did. Crofty hosted a Viva Las Vegas quiz in the downstairs of a casino with Hajar and Gasly, and they got a Elvis impersonator just to write the scores on a piece of paper. That Elvis impersonator did nothing else.
Yeah, I saw them previewing that and decided to have more sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we fast forwarded through it before.
I don't even think we
anything.
fast forwarded through it. I think we just came in after that had already happened.
No, I think we fast forwarded through the preview of it before we watched qualifying.
Possibly,
What I
yes.
was trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah. We recorded qualifying and watched it when we got up later in the morning.
That was exactly what
And,
we did.
For some reason, I tortured myself with the build-up, and that was a pretty poor piece. But Hajar, again, if you want to see Hajar's expression or his range of emotions, just watch that 5-minute bit, because if he gets a question wrong, he's furious. If he gets one right, he's ecstatic and he's rubbing it in Pierre's face.
Best way to wind somebody up like that is call them the second most competitive person you know.
Amazing.
And as for Lawson, obviously he was carrying damage after his little coming together early on. I think that was with Piastri, wasn't it? I seem to remember there was
Lawson did hit Piastri at turn 1.
Yeah, lap 1, turn
Broke
1.
his front wing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Piastri was lucky to get away with it.
Yeah, and Lawson had to do the full lap, didn't he, with no front wing?
Yeah. It came apart as the lap went on, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a lot of his debris that brought out the VSC. And
I think as well he didn't exactly ease it back to the pits. I think he maybe came in a little quicker.
I think the technical term you're looking for is yeeted.
Yeah.
Somebody who is a Formula One journalist who is in the paddock quite often, and I cannot remember who this is, has described Liam Lawson today as a ghost in the paddock that casts no shadow, just like Daniel Kvyat.
I have seen the same thing, and I can't remember who it was.
I didn't see that, but that is harsh.
It's not wrong, though, is it? Because Kvyat, when he got demoted away from and Max took his seat, was never going to get any further up in that role.
And his partner and child.
And his partner, yeah. Is Tsunoda going to bunk up with Mrs. Lawson? God.
Well, if the rumours are to be believed, it's Tsunoda without the seat next year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess I'm coming to peace with that now, but I really don't think having a shocking year in Red Bull is enough to kill your F1 career when everyone else who's had a shocking year in Red Bull has generally come back to the sport and succeeded elsewhere.
Lawson had a shocking fortnight in Red Bull, and look what's happened to him.
Yeah.
There have been a few of them, though, haven't there, that have had the year out after it and then come back, like Albon, Perez next year as well.
But Tsunoda's... Where does Tsunoda go? I always said he should go to Aston Martin, but it seems like Alonso will never retire. And the irony, for all the turnover in management they've had at Aston Martin, the biggest problem with why they're not succeeding is the guy in the number 2 car. And they're not turning over that seat anytime soon. So I don't know where Tsunoda comes back to. I really don't. I really think that Cadillac should have taken him and Gasly and not Bottas and Perez, not to diminish Bottas and Perez. I think I've spoken very highly of Perez on this podcast, but it just didn't seem like the...
Oh yeah, talking of Kieran's favourite drivers, it was Felipe Drugovic's last race as Aston Martin reserve this week as well.
Oh no!
That means who's in the reserve seat for the last 2 races of the season?
I'm assuming
Crawford, isn't it?
That Crawford.
Or Bottas. Would
I'm
they
assuming
borrow Bottas?
I'm
from
assuming it'd
Mercedes?
have to be Bottas if
Van
they
Dorn?
needed a driver.
It's got to be Crawford, surely.
Well,
Crawford, I would have thought.
I think he's only got Friday points.
I thought he was Williams.
They announced him for next year.
Oh, they announced him for next year. I missed
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Crawford is leading the F2 Championship, but the points are given out at the end of the season. So yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's why various teams have had to delay new driver announcements until after the last race, just to make it confirmed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, it's what do the Red Bull organisation do with those 3 seats?
I can guess from the rumours, but if it was me, I'd probably have to give Hadjar the seat at Red Bull. I'd probably put Tsunoda and Lawson back at RB. That would be me. I wouldn't promote a Lindblad or a Ayumu Iwasa or even an Alex Dunn. I think that's what I'd do. But even then, they've got to start treating RB as something more than a breeding ground for Red Bull. Which I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm making the wrong argument there. Maybe it already is because they get to have points and Hadjar got a podium and all that. But it just seems like as soon as the season's over, it's time to demoralise the best driver from that team. And I'm not convinced Hadjar is going to be able to do too much better than what Perez and Tsunoda did if the car is still tuned to max.
Yeah, that's the thing. The main reason I would have for not moving Hadjar up is he's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be half tempted to give Lawson another go because we've seen what he can do in an RB. We've seen what he can do in a Red Bull, but it's been a while since he's driven the Red Bull. He's now back driving for a longer period of time. Give him the last couple of races, see if it is all car or all Tsunoda.
I mean, it could be that the car is absolutely, completely and utterly terrible, and Max is even better than we thought he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go the other way to Kieran. I put the... I would take out Lawson from the team and possibly put in Lindblad, who I think is probably next in line for that stable of drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Iwasa is now going to be toast.
Yeah, Iwasa's going to be doing Super GT or something now for good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. However, I'd probably also put Tsunoda in the second Alpine seat or somewhere else that isn't Red Bull, because I think he's good enough to stay in Formula One.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's taken the poison chalice and hoped that it wasn't full of poison. Unfortunately, it was.
When hasn't
Turn
it,
off
when
your
hasn't
poison
it been?
sockets. I think we had a point with the second Red Bull team where we were ready to accept that whoever goes into it is going to be in quite serious trouble. But we still sit there and criticise the driver week on week on week. And I think Tsunoda is due some criticism. There's things that he clearly hasn't got used to. He rolled it in qualifying at Imola. He was quite poor this weekend. He was very poor in, not Austin, was it Mexico? I think he was very poor. There are races where he just isn't up to a standard that you expect from a Red Bull team. But that Red Bull team is so max that I think you could put, I don't know, maybe an Antonelli, for example, or a Hadjar or an Albon or Sainz in there, and I still think they'd be out in Q1 often enough. I was very critical of Perez, and I think some of that criticism stands. But what we see with the wider picture is that Perez probably was getting a little bit mugged off by us.
I think the problem certainly in the second half of last season with Perez was the pressure was getting to him, and I think it was all the pressure because of the bad results, because of the car that he just couldn't do anything with, and every mistake he made was just compounding itself. Because
and Horner tried to relieve the pressure by giving him a new contract,
and that just made things 10 times worse.
Yeah, and where are they both now? I know where one of them isn't. come to that in a bit.
I mean, Tsunoda had a good rant at the end after the race. What was it? He was saying everything is going against him.
Which is similar to what we heard from Perez in the past and other Red Bull drivers who had that second seat.
Yeah, they got his tyre pressures wrong for qualifying, which is why he ended up 19th. Gave him a new engine, started from the pit lane.
It's almost the worst thing a team has done in this weekend's qualifying.
Yeah, and then pitted him just before the VSC.
They wouldn't have known, would they? But yeah, it's yeah. It was tough luck, but it's second Red Bull driver syndrome.
We can all criticise Tsunoda for qualifying 19th, but he did out-qualify a 7-time world champion, you know?
That is true.
That
That's
is
something.
very true.
Have you... We're not talking Ferrari, and that's why I alluded to it's almost the worst thing that a team did to a driver during qualifying. Have you heard the radio calls during the lap that Lewis probably should have kept it pinned for?
No.
I have
He asks the pit wall for information, and they don't give it to him. So he backs off twice. He backs off for Behrman, and he didn't have to because Behrman was off the circuit. So all he had to do was not go faster than he had gone before. And then Albon up ahead was a moving target, but Lewis was not told any of this. So Albon was actually in the pit lane. So it wasn't an incident as such. It was the fact that there was a slow-moving car on the circuit. You don't have to slow down for that either. As long as he wasn't fastest or faster than he had been going, he would have made it through. But he backed right off and was not given the information he needed. Yeah, despite the fact that when he started the lap, he asked the question, the lights were red when I crossed the line, and it took them a long time to come back to him and say, no, you're fine, you're on a lap. He's like, oh, right, I am on a lap, right, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Ferrari.
It's not good.
If you go,
never change.
If you go on to, if everybody just, and listeners included, if you just get your phones out of your pocket, and if
I don't
you have
have
Instagram,
pockets.
Or grab your phone. But are you wearing a dress without pockets? What is this?
No, women's clothes are very stingy with pockets.
It's late November on the Isle of Man. I've never been to your part of the world, but it's basically Game of Thrones in November, isn't it?
Winter is coming.
Just without the insert. Oh, hang on, no.
So
oh, I like that. Sorry, Chris.
So have a look at the Ferrari Instagram. Now, their handle is Scuderia Ferrari. That's their handle. Pick any post that's been posted in the last week, maybe more than that, and just look at the comments. All you have to do is look at the comment section on any of the Ferrari posts.
Oh, yeah. I'm on Lewis's helmet reveal.
Right, okay,
I'm
and look at all the hashtags.
I'm not on dark Instagram. I'm on good Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, Elkan out, Adami out. Yeah. It's every single post.
Just pick another post and have a look. It doesn't matter which one. Just have a look at another one.
Let's try Leclerc putting his earphones in. Elkan out, Adami out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this is Team LH or just Ferrari fans in general, but they are not happy.
Yeah, the fans have always been behind you. It's time for you to step up and give fans something to cheer for next year.
Hashtag.
Actually, no hashtag on that one, but there's a lot of Elkan out.
Yes.
I've gone back to a post from November the 7th, and every comment is Elkan out.
Yeah, they're not happy. They're really not happy. And you can understand why. I know we're not really necessarily talking about Ferrari. We probably skipped a couple of teams, but yeah, the qualifying performance was given that Ferrari was supposed to be one of the teams that might have been able to have a decent result purely on pace, then obviously they weren't. Leclerc didn't have it. He was. What did he say he was doing during the race? Driving like an animal at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like
that.
Something like that, yeah.
I'm pushing like an animal. That was it. I'm pushing like an animal. And then he overtook Piastri and was like, this is good. Charles doing something really good here. And then he was just like, I'm not really going to make any more progress than that because that's all my tyres I've got. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Williams were between Ferrari, but we could do Ferrari now, can't we? Yeah.
I think we've just given them a good doing by the looks of things.
Yeah, if we're not going to, the fans will.
Yeah.
Do anyone hear Leclerc's radio when he went over the line and they told him that he wasn't within 5 seconds of Antonelli?
Yes, I did hear this.
He shouts at the top of his voice, what, Chris?
Fuck that.
Yeah, he lost out on an eventual third by 0.19 of a second.
Is this again Ferrari not giving the driver the information they need on the radio?
We are checking. We are headless checking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that Leclerc has had an okay season, not his strongest, but I wouldn't say that's all down to Leclerc just being a bit, fine this season. I'd say that Ferrari needs a lot of... They need stabilising within the team. They've got almost the opposite of the same problem to McLaren, but with the opposite effect. McLaren can really talk themselves out of good positions. Ferrari could put themselves into good positions if they talk themselves into it, but they just don't.
Is it going back to how Williams were in the Massa and Bottas days, where they've forgotten how to succeed?
Well, there was times when, like, Claire Williams, and I mean, I learned this mostly from this podcast, funny enough, as a listener, where Claire Williams just didn't want to attack, did she? She wanted just normality, nothing worse than we've done this year, preferably. And Ferrari have never been like that. Ferrari have always sort of hyped things up as if they're going to succeed at all costs. But then come race 2, they've basically surrendered the year.
Yeah, and that's been no more clear than this year, given that hype at the end of last year, when they were potentially the fastest car, nearly won the Constructors' Championship, still in the fight on the last race.
Mm-hmm.
And his internet's gone again.
Heroes.
Oh, we just get the occasional syllable thrown in every now and then. But yeah, to carry on what Chris was saying, so Ferrari, they had it at the end of last year. We were excited, to see what they were going to come up with this year, and obviously Hamilton's move, and this is the final piece of the jigsaw. The Fred Vasseur revolution starts here, and you might as well just hang a coming soon notice on them.
Ferrari are currently 4th in the Constructors' Championship, 13 points behind a team whose second driver is 18th in the Drivers' Championship. Sorry, 17th.
That is quite a stat.
I mean, don't forget 2 years ago, Max won the Constructors' Championship on his own.
Yeah, but yes, yeah, but it's easier when you beat every other team because you're just as bad as the other 8 teams who Red Bull also beat, or Max also beat. But
that was the year when they won 22 out of 23 races, though. So
yeah, this is a year where Max has won 6 races, and he has had moments where he hasn't been very good. He's had moments of madness, like in Spain, and to a lesser degree Mexico as well. This isn't do Max Verstappen. This is Max driving out of his skin, and is still 3rd in the Constructors. And Ferrari are going to lose to Red Bull, and that's a bad Red Bull.
Yeah.
We know Max is a demon, but come on.
Excuse me.
Oh,
bless
you.
That was a big sneeze I was not expecting.
It was a big sneeze.
Giant fluff.
Apologies for everyone.
Anyone listening through headphones, that will have been a treat.
I was away from the microphone as well, like just about in time.
It was so loud, I looked at Paul as if it must have been the person I'm in the same room as.
No, unfortunately not.
We were talking about bad ASMR before.
That's incredibly bad. You can imagine if someone's going to sleep listening to this podcast.
That has the opposite effect.
You are now wide awake.
Wakey, wakey, it's 2 a.m.
I make a rubbish hypnotist.
Are we going to need to put like a disclaimer at the start? Contains sneeze.
Oh,
no, just let them find out. It's fine.
Yeah, I was going to call the episode Crash Centipede.
Could do.
I didn't know if that was somebody saying at the same time or me echoing.
I think it was me.
Yeah, I think it was Chris.
But yeah, Ferrari are just... it's just constant with them. I mean, the bad strategy and the bad calls, it's got beyond a joke. I mean, if they don't actually give the drivers any information over the radio, then, okay, that's an improvement. They're not giving them bad calls.
I mean, yeah. Have you heard the Ted's notebook theory as to Lewis Hamilton and the dossiers that he keeps giving the team as well?
Sticking them straight in the shredder?
Well, no. It's some people in the team, and not necessarily the management. The management are obviously taking it on board because Lewis knows how to win. He's won at 2 teams previously, so he sees what a winning team looks like. But some of the actual sort of lower level staff at Ferrari are like, "Fuck this guy, think he is coming in here telling us how to run our team? We know what we're doing." And it's just like, well, this you don't, because
Yes.
and this is why he's doing this, because he really, really wants to win.
Yeah, he has won 7 titles since they last won a title.
Yeah, exactly. That's true.
And if it hadn't been for the infighting in his team, they wouldn't have won that title then.
Also true.
Exactly. Yeah. True. Yeah. And you got to wonder whether or not McLaren will do the same thing again.
I've already said this is 2007 Part 2.
Yeah. It would be as big of a blow by McLaren as 2007 was.
Yeah. Right. Shall we do Williams now? Because there's only so much you can say about Ferrari without it turning into as big a parody as they're turning themselves into.
Well, we can segue into this, but did anybody see the question to Carlos Sainz as to whether or not the Ferrari drivers were told to shut up when he was driving for them?
No, missed that.
He said, "It's none of my business." You know the meme with the frog with the T? He's talking about the Kermit meme with the...
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, "That's me."
So yes, I'm going with yes as the answer.
So Sainz had a brilliant qualifying and quite a steady, solid race, given that, I don't mean this negatively so much now as it would have been in the last couple of years, but given that he's driving a Williams.
I think it's taken him a long while to find his feet and get up to pace, but he seems to be doing a bloody good job of it now.
Yeah, he's one of the top drivers, isn't he? He's got to be up there with it's. I don't want to say it's a shame that he went to Williams, but I do wonder what would have happened if Toto had been like, "Yeah, go on then, we'll stick Carlos in the car for a year just to see how he and George get along this year, and then I'll make a decision on what I want to do with the new regs."
Yeah, I think it'd have been further up the standings than Antonelli is. Taking nothing away from Antonelli, who again has taken a while to get into a decent rhythm, but I think Carlos would have hit the ground running a bit quicker in a Mercedes than he has done in Williams.
Possibly, yeah. Antonelli had that mid-season slump, didn't he?
Really he was doing his exams and he was kind of a bit busy, and
Yeah, and Toto admitted that they changed something on the car, and it sort of brought his results back a bit. But this weekend, I mean, we're not talking about Mercedes. This weekend, I think Antonelli's been brilliant, but Sainz in the Williams is that would be the equivalent to me. I think if he had Sainz in one of the other cars, maybe even if he was in the Ferrari, he would have been well ahead, I would say, of everybody aside from Max Verstappen.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget when Carlos was at Ferrari, he was also their best strategist.
This is true. Yeah. I don't think he argues as much with the strategy man at Williams, does he?
No, because he appears to actually take on board what Carlos has got to say and doesn't make utterly ridiculous calls. I think I think there's more of an element of trust. But again, all right, we kind of pivoted back to doing Ferrari down. Ferrari seem to be in a position where they make a decision and that is right, and woe betide the driver who goes against what they say. And do not question what you're ordered to do. And by the way, stop talking as much. Whereas I think Williams take into account the two blokes that are actually out there on the circuit that know exactly how the tyres are feeling and can see exactly what other drivers are doing a lot closer than somebody watching on a monitor on the pit wall can. Or somebody sat in the back of the garage with a spreadsheet. Our numbers say this should be happening. It's not. Well, in that case, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas with Williams, it's okay. This isn't what we thought was going to happen. Can we come up with an alternative plan on the fly? Yes. What do you think? You're in the bloody car.
I think it's culture change as well, isn't it? Because James Vowles has been at Williams now for this is his third season.
Yeah,
I think so.
Williams.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be about right.
And he tried really hard, didn't he, early days to push to change things how they were done at Williams, and again, similar to what we were talking about Lewis taking to Ferrari, James Vowles took to Williams. Just well, look, I've been working with Mercedes and I've been near the top of this team that's just won all these championships. Listen to me, and together we can start getting some decent results. And he's turned that team round to the point where, obviously, new regulations next year, we don't know where they're going to be. But I mean, they're now in the middle of the pack, whereas 3 years ago they were almost a joke.
Yeah.
No, it's really impressive stuff. It's fantastic.
And of course, talking of James Vowles, he's making his return to racing in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, he's sticking around in Abu Dhabi after the last race.
Yes, doing the Gulf 12 hour in a McLaren.
A GT3, I think.
GT3 720 Evo. I only know that because it's one of the cars that you can get in iRacing. I don't own that one at the moment, but yeah, give us another week. It's going to be his first race since the 2022 event of the Gulf 12 Hour. And he'll be driving for Garage 56. I think.
Yeah, how many garages are there?
Well, at least 56. I think the race will get streamed live on YouTube. So it's the week after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So I think that one will be well worth the watch, because you do get some of the. It's kind of a extra event for GT and endurance drivers, and you do get a lot of very familiar names popping up in there. And usually quite a few former F1 drivers and current IMSA and WEC. So I think that one might be worth a watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just briefly, while we're still on Williams, going back to Albon, another DNF, and he's had no luck with that car, has he?
Well, it's a bit of a.
Sorry, go on, Kieran.
Oh, go on, Sean.
Earlier in the year, he was very much the dominant driver in that car.
And then everyone started driving into him. All bits have started falling off randomly.
Yeah, and he's lost his temper a few times, hasn't he?
Yes.
Albon hasn't scored points since Italy 6 races ago, and he scored points in 7 of his first 8 races, according to merely Wikipedia. I doubt that's wrong. So he's in a bit of a slump, And this weekend, it wasn't just the car wasn't good enough slump because his teammate put it third on the grid. But he whacked it into the wall in qualifying. He was the one. I know Behrman sort of tapped the wall as well, but he was the one who proper big style. He had his crash. And it was all downhill from there. Basically, he was the only driver to stop in the race for tyres, and he retired. Not good. Really poor.
Didn't he? Wasn't his second stop? He had a 5-second penalty, so they had to serve that, and they might as well stick some tyres on, send him out for a lap, and bring him in to retire.
I don't think they even sent him out again. I think they served for 5 seconds. They put the tyres on him, then they turned him round into the garage.
Oh, right.
I don't think he went out and did the lap after he served the thing. And apparently on the official, I didn't, because I get Crofty and it was Jensen this weekend, but on the official commentary, Alex Jakes and David Coulthard were having a bit of a debate over whether that counts. And to counter them, the FOM actually put up a graphic saying actually the penalty was served. So I don't know if it was Jakes or Coulthard who was saying no, that doesn't count, but they actually had to put a graphic up going it does, dickhead.
Because of course they have had this problem before this season with people not knowing if penalties have been served or served correctly, or being penalised for having a penalty, or God knows what. But that will go on our ranting bit at the end about the stewards and race control, because once again they've managed to screw things up. In the meantime, though, we will do Mercedes now. We've still got Red Bull to go as well before the rant. I'm just trying to make sure that Sian can actually stay awake until the end of the show, because she looks like she's falling asleep.
I have been struggling since about 2 minutes after we hit record. Suddenly my brain just went, and sleep.
But yeah, Mercedes, they were expected to do well, and by dint of disqualifications, they got a double podium.
Yeah. Russell was impressive. Kimi Antonelli more so. That stint on the hard tyres. Qualifying, obviously 17th. That's not great. You don't want to be in that position where you're like, oh God, one of our drivers is out in Q1. This is not good. Like, how are we going to get this back on a track where we're supposed to have performed well? Mercedes managed it. Ferrari didn't. I think that says all you need to know about what's happening there.
Yeah. I mean, Antonelli, driver of the day for me, because basically he did what Max did in Brazil.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's true.
Start from the back. I mean, Antonelli, he pitted on lap 1, didn't he? Lap 1 or 2.
Lap 2, I think Antonelli did.
Yeah. And then did the entire race absolutely ragging the tyres out, and got himself on the podium. All right, he crossed the line 5th, so it wasn't quite as good as what Max did, but he's ended up with 3rd. But to still end up crossing the line 5th after a nightmare in qualifying, and managing one set of tyres for effectively a race.
Yeah,
that was
sensational.
That was incredible, and that was driver of the day level for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, he did his jump start, didn't he, by a fraction?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
an absolute fraction.
Now, what happened apparently was he still had the clutch in, and it was when he let off the brakes, the car just jumped.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think it's been
a shame.
I think it's been measured not with a $50 micrometer, but I think it's been measured to he moved 2 centimeters, which was enough to trigger the sensor.
Oh, it's really poor because it doesn't make any difference. An F1 car can travel a kilometre in the time it takes him to spend his penalty. It's really poor. I hate to get the spreadsheet back out for old Kimi Antonelli, but let's look at the legal status of titanium dioxide as a food additive. And let's see, it is permitted in the United States.
I have spent the last 2 weeks looking around every shop for American peanut butter M&Ms, and everywhere over here is sold out.
Oh, you'd be good at iRacing if you did. I mean, I'm sure you're good now, but
I've had 2 endurance races in the last 2 weekends, and I had to make do with cherry-flavoured caffeine energy gels.
Ooh.
Sounds disgusting.
They are very thick, very syrupy, very gloopy, but by God, you don't even blink for about half an hour after you've had one. Do you want me to grab? I've got one left. Do you want me to grab you it?
No, I'm good, thank you.
It means that his average race finishing position, when titanium dioxide is allowed in that country, is 6.43. His average position, where it isn't, is 16.1. So he's nearly half a grid better on the old peanut butter M&Ms.
If anyone in the US wants to send us some of these just to improve my iRacing, then drop us a message and I will gladly take some off your hands.
Yeah. I hear I'm a lot better of a radio presenter as well when I have them as well. So just drop some by. Just, stick them in the box with the old dude wipes and ship them over.
Remember the old days when we used to get care packages sent?
No one's ever sent us dude wipes.
No, that's true. But I mean, the last big care package we had was all Canadian snacks. Those ketchup crisps were really nice.
Oh, I don't remember them, but I don't like ketchup, so I probably wouldn't have
So
them.
you didn't eat any. And again, still with Mercedes, George Russell does absolutely nothing serious or major of note and still ends up on the podium.
Yeah. He's in the form of his life, isn't he, really? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that Mercedes isn't the best car. It's probably behind the McLarens and the Red Bull in terms of performance, yet he's getting so much out of it.
I mean,
the time.
It might be behind the Ferrari in terms of performance. We don't know because Ferrari won't let us find out.
Well,
I said I'd stop, and that is the last one.
But yeah, I mean, on this form, I would say, all things being equal, George Russell is probably my favourite to be next year's world champion.
If the Mercedes full package is as good as everyone's predicting, because they've already said it's going to be the engine to beat, or the power unit to beat. If they can put a car together that is as good as what we hear the engine is going to be, then yes, I think that will happen.
Yeah, well, we're talking about potential zero pods again for next year.
Oh, the deflated Dalek.
Yeah, and we know that Mercedes have experience with that, should we say?
Not necessarily the best experience in the world, but they have experience. I think they were unlucky in that the zero pod experiment came at the same time as the not being able to get around the porpoising.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it took them a couple of years, didn't it, to ditch the zero pods, and then then they had a consistent car, which at least, as I said, they haven't been able to dominate the sport with like they did in the pre-2022 days, but they've certainly got back on an even keel and been more competitive, and it's taken George Russell as well a year or so to sort of get I say a year. It's probably taken him less than that at Mercedes. But yeah, he is the easily the number one driver at Mercedes. There's no question about that. And he's going to be the number one driver that Mercedes push for a title if they're able to go for one. He's ready. He's been in Formula One now since six years. He's just done his 150th Grand Prix alongside Lando Norris, which I find amazing. But I mean, 150 Grand Prix used to be for like people who were just about to retire. But yeah, they got the experience. He's ready to go. He's ready to go and win a world championship if Mercedes, as you say, the package is all there next year.
Yeah, and I think it just definitely comes down to that. I think we'll see him on the podium again this season. At least once, and I'm calling a top three in the sprint a podium as well, even though it's technically not a podium, and you get a laurel wreath and a teeny tiny tire or something.
Yeah, it was cooler in Las Vegas though, wasn't it? Which is where Mercedes tends to work well. So cooler in Canada when they won the race, cooler in Las Vegas and 2-3, and I think Qatar and Abu Dhabi are both going to be warm, aren't they? Desert temperatures, even though it's going to be nighttime for both. So I don't know if that might hinder the Mercedes.
I don't know. I think he stands more. I think he stands more of a chance in Qatar because because of the sprint, they will get race practice in hotter conditions, so they can actually get some proper feedback on the car in more or less race conditions in race traffic, and that'll give them a better shout. I may be talking out of my back end here, but
no, it'd be interesting to see what they can do in these last two races.
Yeah, I just wonder how many teams are going to be using the sprint on Saturday as kind of an experiment for the race, just down to a lack of FP2, where they'd normally be running race sims.
I think that happens anyway, doesn't it? I think a lot of teams just treat it like a long run practice session.
Probably except Max, who just turns up for the sprint and says, "Right, I want to win this."
And talking of Max, he's Red Bull.
Yes. So Yuki thinks the world's out to get him. He's probably right.
When you're wearing that jacket, yeah.
It's his best call of the year.
Yeah. He's in the second Red Bull. Everyone knew what was going to happen. You know, it's like when you're watching a movie with a car chase and you get two people saying, "Oh, shall we move this pane of glass to the other side of the road?"
I think.
Yeah, go
on. I think we're not going to get anything more out of Tsunoda for the rest of the year. And he's going to go down as this sort of statistical anomaly of he could potentially go down as the type of Nicola Larini guy who was incomparable to his teammate in reality, but will be seen as a complete and utter failure compared to the rest of the team. And that's, I think, a little unfair. But that could be how Tsunoda is remembered. It's such a shame that he put in 4 reasonably good seasons, but it's his 5th one, which is going to basically create his legacy in the sport.
Yeah, and if that happens, I think that will be a shame. I remember saying at the start of his first season, he is going to be one to watch out for if they can sort of keep him in check and stop him doing anything daft, because he had a bit of a wild streak when he was in F2.
Yeah,
but
and in his first season,
and in his first season, I mean, Sweary Yuki was the highlight of the weekend most of the time.
Traffic Paradise is still the best thing he's contributed.
Oh God, yes. But yeah, he's now going to end up as another one that was put through the meat grinder and hand fed into it by Max. Just purely because that's what the numbers say.
Yeah, it will be. He joins Perez and let me think who else? Lawson and Gasly and Albon. Have I missed anyone out?
Kvyat,
who wasn't hand fed.
Yeah. I mean, Jean-Eric Vergne was turfed out of Toro Rosso, but probably should have.
Bourdais, who I think was massively out of his depth in F1. Fantastic driver, but just couldn't handle the difference between a champ car as it was back then and F1.
He's had a lot of success in other series, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, I mean, he's everything he's turned his hand to is been really successful in apart from F1. Oh, and of course the ultimate Red Bull meat grinder, who probably could be described as having jumped in himself feet first twice, Scott Speed.
Did I mention that? I was listening to an episode of P1 with Matt and Tommy. And they're out in, I can't remember where, it might have been Austin or Dallas or something, I can't remember where. But it was a promotional thing for Red Bull, and they they hinted at the start there was an ex-Red Bull legend who was coming on to chat halfway through the podcast. And I mean,
like,
I don't need
Christian Albers.
No, not
Sorry.
even the best Christian who ever drove for Red Bull, when you think about it. Not even the third most famous Christian. Poor Clean. But you know where this story's going.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't quite believe that. When they said they gave a clue of some kind. I laughed out. I was washing up or something. I laughed. Went, oh god, it's going to be something like Scott Speed. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Speed. What the who? Legend. I'll have a refund on this free podcast. I think I want 10 minutes of my life back.
Yeah, well, going by what I saw on Twitter today, I don't think Matt and Tommy would have been anywhere as guests of Alfa Romeo because they blocked Aston Martin because they blocked Matt for pointing out that Stroll wasn't fit to be on the grid.
Oh no!
So Matt being Matt, screenshotted the tweet and posted it.
Yeah, a little awkward that.
But then we come to the real Red Bull legend. Christ, how good has Verstappen been these last few races?
I think this is the form of his career at the
Imperious.
right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sebastian Vettel has even said that it's just terrifying. He just keeps getting better.
Yeah, I mean, he may not walk away with the World Drivers' Championship, although right now I still probably wouldn't bet against it.
Feels like he has all the momentum, doesn't it?
Yeah, which is something Lando doesn't believe in, as he keeps saying when everybody asks him about
That's
it.
why he's not got it.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, some of the performances that he's putting in are, I'd say better than 22 when he was dominating everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it absolutely helps that you're not at the front of the team. Your team isn't at the front of the grid and doing dominant things, because you can't tell what Max is doing when he's driving off half a minute up the road at all times. You can tell when he's qualified fourth and he's fighting for a snaky win.
Yeah, and I think that is showing more than the out-and-out performance, because this could well be his first championship where nobody will be able to say, oh, it's the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
personally, just before I get absolutely flamed to death, the previous ones that he's won, I don't think it was just the car either. I think it was a combination of the car and the talent. This time, the seesaw is swinging over more to the talent than the car.
Didn't know that seesaw swung, but we'll bear that in mind.
tilting over.
Do they tip? I want to say they tip. I feel like that's the verb we want.
Yeah, I know. You made yourself understood. I'm splitting hairs. I'm very sorry.
How wide are the hairs? Have you got your $50 micrometer out to test?
Well, apparently less than the width of a human hair that you were. No, we've already been there. I'm not doing that again. You've thrown me completely off balance now.
On the seesaw.
On the seesaw, I'm off balance. But yeah, Max Verstappen has been in imperious form this season. McLaren has by far been the best car across the season, and nobody else. Even when Red Bull were dominating, when Mercedes were dominating, I don't think we've had anybody else winning like 5-6 races a season. Maybe Ferrari with Vettel when Vettel had a chance at the title, about 2018. But even then, you could argue that Ferrari was probably the better car, but they threw it away. Sounds familiar. It is always a combination of car and drive.
I'm not saying anything on that one because I promised I wouldn't do it again tonight.
It is always a combination of car and driver, always. But yeah, I mean, if Max pulls this off, it's one of the greatest. Given that he was 106 points behind at one point or something, it would be one of the greatest comeback championship wins ever. And also, McLaren would have to just hold their hands up and say, "Yeah, we fumbled that completely into the gravel," much like Lance Stroll turning around in Brazil last year.
Careful, you might get blocked by Aston Martin.
Oh no!
And how would you find out today's key news?
Well,
Oh yeah, there is key news. Yeah.
there is key news, but I just want to do a quick rock stars and wankers.
Oh yes,
Probably
sorry,
that.
yeah.
Right, wankers. Race control. Marshall's on the track. Oh, better put the VSC up again.
Mm-hmm.
And the defence of it being we felt comfortable they were far enough away from the track. Sod off.
We saw them on the track as cars were getting pretty close to where they were.
In the most litigious country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
An F1 car, again, can travel a hell of a lot of space in a hell of a lot of... a hell of a little time. I don't know what I'm saying. They could have got hit.
Yeah, it's
not good.
Yeah, they really need to sort that out.
Yeah, there were yellow flags when Bianchi had his accident, and that's why the VSC was invented to stop things like that happening, because they can still happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've ranted enough about the way that Bianchi's accident happened. If one person can crash in one spot on a wet track, anybody else can go off at the same point. Why the fucking hell have you got a bloody big crane there?
Spot on. Yeah.
Other wankers. I'm gonna have to say Bortaletto.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It was a mistake.
The ride height supervisor at McLaren.
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty plumb. I mentioned during the race at one point, I can't remember what instant it was, but that TV direction.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Max coming out of the pit to retain the lead where we didn't know
there was some kind of battle
it
towards the front, and we were watching sort of the battle for 11th or some bollocks.
We were watching Charles Leclerc try and take 9th when because Charles Leclerc had pitted. We were watching him try and take 9th place when we were like, Verstappen's good. So here comes Verstappen into the pits. Is he going to come out ahead of Russell, or is Russell going to have undercut him? Russell's coming down along the pit straight now, and we're going to watch Charles Leclerc trying to pass. I can't even remember who it was now. I think it was like Hadjar or something for like 9th place. I'm like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll just watch the map in the corner and see if the blue dot's ahead of the teal dot.
Yeah. There's also the VSC which came up in the middle of a race for, I think, Albon's damage. I can't remember, someone's damage, where the race control tried to use the 35-second gap to try and get a VSC out, to get someone to pick up the debris, to then come back and close the VSC. And you look at it, if the VSC stays out, then everyone's going to pit. This will be interesting to see when the VSC... I've gone to a replay.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it, come back from replay, VSC ending. We didn't get to find out.
Yeah.
Rubbish.
Rock stars. From the top, we definitely have Max.
Yes.
Kimmy?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going
Carlos.
Yeah. I'm going to throw Hadjar in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stout defense early on as well from Hadjar. He did well to keep a couple of cars behind him for a while.
General wankery as well. I've said this every year that this race has been run, but the Las Vegas Grand Prix just in general.
Mickey Mouse conducting the fountains while the top three are being... just after the top three get driven to them by Terry Crews in a Lego car.
See, I think I went back
singing
to bed
Vanessa Carlton.
I went back to bed before the podium, so I missed that, sadly.
But it's
6
tedious
words.
because,
6 words I don't ever want to see on an F1 track is Bellagio fountain presentation presented by Disney.
No, absolutely. It's right. Why drive all the way to the Bellagio to then come all the way back for the podium?
Because Disney have stumped up an absolute fuck ton of cash, and they want to promote the hell out of themselves. Gosh, I didn't know Mickey Mouse was a Disney character. Except for the original Steamboat Willie era, which is now in the public domain. So if anybody wants to do a piss take involving that, you are now free to do that. Thank you, John Oliver, for that bit of information.
I was about to say I learned that on John Oliver.
could cut that up and use it as a music video.
Anyway,
Anyway,
a new bit of John Oliver doing Airbud went online today. Well worth checking out.
Not watched this week's yet.
Yes,
That's going to be
week's.
one for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's a web exclusive. It's a YouTube exclusive. Check them out; they're good.
But yes, the Las Vegas Grand Prix in general, just for all the absolute plasticky Vegasness about it.
And also
you can't see Vegas.
No,
It's at night time. You don't see any of the landmarks during the race because it's dark. All you see is basically the Saudi Arabia circuit. Concrete walls with Pirelli written on them, catch fencing, and street lights.
I mean, you do.
Okay, yeah, fine. You're supposed to watch the race.
You do.
But the whole idea of having the race there is to take advantage of the location, and they don't.
You do occasionally get a quick glimpse of the sphere with that Lego man in it with his eyes following the cars, which I think looks a bit creepy.
It does a little bit, yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of things that you get going during the race, but I mean, there's supposed to be this iconic location. It's just like, oh my god, we're going to Vegas for a race. This is it's just concrete walls and catch fencing. We could be at Singapore. Mm-hmm. We could be at any of the night races that are on a street. There you go, done.
Yeah.
this is people in the same time zone as a specific one as well, but the race is also a wanker because of the 4 a.m. start.
That's for British people and Europeans generally. I think.
Yeah, because I mean they moved it back from
I think it's possibly 5 and 6.
Yeah, and then moving it back to 4 so it doesn't get too cold. Mm-hmm. Then again, there was a massive fuck up the first year when they'd only booked the security until midnight for the stands.
Oh yeah.
And because FP2 got delayed by the manhole cover problems. They had FP2 in front of absolutely no crowd while people were being ushered away from their seats because they weren't insured to be there.
Yeah. Dreadful.
And the amount that they charge for tickets as well for this race. I mean, I think they've learned their lesson from the first couple of years. But it's
well, they might learn more for next year because the tickets were that expensive. They didn't bother doing the full F1 experiences, and that's why Sean was watching from home.
Still had the Champions Club, but just in his flat.
He had Crofty on Zoom, that was all right.
Taking us back to the COVID days and that quiz that we did where he was on the yacht in his flat.
Yeah. Was he wearing a tux?
I think he did wear a tux.
Yeah, I think he got dressed up and I was wearing a 3 legs 4 wheels t-shirt.
I was half cut.
I was blackout drunk watching the
Yes.
Yeah. It was the first time during the pandemic when Jane had to go away for something. And I was like, I'll sit at home and watch 3 legs 4 wheels quiz with 9 craft beer. I'll do that. That's fine.
Right, that's the Rockstars and Wankers done. I think we should move on to the news quickly before Sean falls asleep. Why is Adrian Newey going to be the team principal at Aston Martin?
Wild appointment. I saw whichever one of you it was that put it in our group chat, and I genuinely considered for a few minutes whether it was a piss take.
This is why I left.
I'd looked it up.
This is why I left the "We Are the Race" logo on because I copied their Instagram post.
I still thought it could have been a Photoshop. For a brief
See, I don't
moment.
think it's Aston Martin appear to have this issue, don't they? In that, like it was Mike Crack. Notice how I said that very deliberately. And then Mike Crack is still available in the organisation. He's just not the team principal. And Andy Cowell became the team principal.
Yeah, Mike Crack is now head of trackside operations.
Yeah, Andy Cowell's background wasn't in running a team. He was engines at Mercedes, and he's gone to a technical. I think he's technical operations.
He's head of strategic technical operations. So basically, he's going to be working with Honda and the rest of the power unit suppliers to actually shoehorn them into Adrian Newey's car.
Yeah, and he's been running the show this year as the team principal. But they decided now to split this is Adrian Newey and Andy Cowell decided to split their responsibilities, but Adrian Newey takes the title of team principal. Now, he's not going to rule with an iron fist, is he? Let's be honest.
He might rule with a very sharpened pencil.
I mean,
I did laugh because only a few hours ago it was like Christian Horner's going to Aston Martin. It's like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
But also, when Adrian Newey left Red Bull, there was half a conversation about whether he was going to retire, and now he's running a team.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, this is true, yeah. Maybe he wants to slow down. Tough luck, Adrian.
How is he going to run a team when he's the chief designer? That car wasn't very good today. Then turns to the left. You're right. Turns to right. Yes, it wasn't. Yes, I'm going to punish the guy.
Yeah.
Who is that?
So what do we think is the problem with this car today then? Well, we think fundamentally there's an issue with this part of the car. Right, sack the designer. No, don't.
Lance Stroll's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
the top comment under that was that his first job was to get the son of the owner out of the team. I think that's going to happen.
I mean, yeah, it could have been worse. They could have promoted Lance to team principal while he was still driving.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, a driving team principal. Has that ever happened before? Bruce McLaren?
I mean, you get a lot of it in the privateer teams, don't you? I mean, Eddie Jordan was running his own F3 team.
Yeah, Jackie Stewart.
Yeah,
only 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, I've misunderstood.
Christian Horner was running Arden while driving for them and getting his kit off of women's soft porn mags.
That wasn't the last time. Moving on. Did you enjoy your blast? Anyway,
funny how WhatsApp sponsor Mercedes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just
when I watched that Antonelli film, which was made by WhatsApp, you'd sit there going, "Oh, not making a Red Bull film made by WhatsApp, are they?"
Probably not.
I'm just waiting to see if OnlyFans have been in touch. With Red Bull, not with us, or wherever Horner ends up next. Yeah, I just don't.
I'll take the money.
Yeah, true. I just don't know what absolute sense this move by charismatic billionaire Lawrence Stroll makes.
He does look like a hostage in the photo as well, where he's there with his little sheet of paper.
Oh, you want to see the photo of him that Autosport have put on the article? Hang on, yeah, if you go to, he looks like, and this is fresh in my mind because I watched it this afternoon. Have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
No, it's the one I haven't seen yet.
I have seen it, but I don't remember it.
Right, he kind of looks like Wolverine does at the start, which is when Deadpool exhumes him and all that's left is his skeleton. But anyway, it's
67 on Boxing Day. That is, I don't want to be ageist here, but it's quite old for your first team principal job.
But how old's Flavio? Isn't Flavio 81 or something?
He started a bit younger.
Some of him is.
Yeah,
Flavio's,
he did, yeah.
Flavio's date of birth is in Roman numerals.
Yeah, some of Flavio had a sell-by date on when it was, if this isn't used surgically by this point, please dispose safely.
75 is old Flav.
I mean, Christ,
75.
They might as well have just got Sam Allardyce in to steady the ship.
That's a British reference for anyone who doesn't get that.
I mean,
Brian de Bell is the equivalent.
What I would like to do is thank Aston Martin for giving us more comedy moments next season, because it's bound to.
Well, it's just such a strange... I mean, I'm sure we'll get used to it and it'll be normalised, but Adrian Newey on the pit wall, Adrian Newey in the press conferences... I've met toddlers with more charisma. I don't. He's probably in the top 10 most important people in Formula One history, I'm sure. But I don't understand this appointment. It doesn't. Who's designing the cars? Him. Who does he answer to? Him. What? My mate Adam messaged me this evening saying, "Who's designing the cars? Christian Horner."
So where is Horner going to end up? Roulette wheel spins again.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you for bearing with us for a delayed show. If you want to rant at us about it, or send M&Ms and dude wipes, then get in touch. Email is 3legs4wheels@gmail.com. Got the website 3legs4wheels.com. At 3legs4wheels on the socials, the Discord server as well. That's linked from the website, and individually on the socials we are
At Sean Cowper,
At Flood21,
At Kieran is boring,
and at Pablo100. And of course, don't forget Patreon, where you can get early access to the shows when we do them on time, and the occasional extra show, which I'm sure there'll be some of over the I know they said festering season then. over the festive season.
Sounds about right.
Warning: some may be booze fueled. We'll do a quiz night and get Kieran blackout drunk just to recreate the olden days.
And most importantly, there wasn't a Patreon show tonight. Thank God.
We've got it all saved up for next time. Right, all being well, we'll be back on schedule next week because we're in the middle of a triple header. So we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye.